Production in action.
In this video, we've come to Saigon, Vietnam to take on their street food dollar menu here in Chinatown. Saigon is known for having many districts. Right now, I'm in District 5, the district that has Chinatown. Food in Chinatown is really very different from anywhere else in the city or anywhere else in the country. You're getting the best fusion, the best mix of Chinese and Vietnamese slammed together. Right now, we're not just in the largest Chinatown in Vietnam, it's also one of the largest in the world. Today, I'm not only on a mission to show you the very unique food you can find in this area, but also food that is very inexpensive. Some of it is under $1, most of it is under $2. So what can you get for just $1 or $2 here in Chinatown? Let's go find out. We have come to our first stop on these busy, bustling streets of Saigon, and our first food stall right here. Here they're selling street-side dim sum, probably the cheapest dim sum you're gonna find anywhere in the city. As you pass by, you can look into their display case and see a little bit of what they have to offer. We have yes, these are in fact chicken feet with black mushroom. Right here, that's a dim sum. That's another dim sum. Right up here, that's also dim sum. We're gonna go inside because that's where the real magic happens. This is the dim sum that's uncooked. From here, everything moves over there to the steaming section. You can see this is a guy's back. What do you have here, sir?
We have siu mai wrap. This have wrap, shrimp, and bok.
Sir, what is your favorite?
I don't like now.
I think he said he doesn't like dim sum. I get it. You're surrounded by dim sum constantly. How can you really truly appreciate dim sum? New dim sum just dropped. So right here we have some mock crab, pork, and fish. All of it wrapped up right here. I've been told to be careful. It is very slippery here. This has just finished. He gives each of the dim sums a little pinch on their butt, and he knows they're absolutely done. He moves it away. This one is ready to go. Boom. Throws that on the steamer. A secondary one. He prepares that. That goes on the steamer as well. Cover it up, crank up the heat, and that is ready to steam. All right, folks, we have our first meal of the day right here.
Nice.
First of all, let's talk about price. This right here is the most expensive, coming in at $1.60. That is our shrimp shumai. Then the other three are all $1.47. So a little bit over our $1 budget. What are you gonna do? Inflation, man. At least what they're not doing here is shrinking the size of their dim sum. I want to start with the two kind of classic dim sum foods. Those are hagao and shumai. The hagao right here, they are delicate, translucent shrimp dumplings typically made with a thin, almost see-through wrapper of wheat starch dough. That's amazing. I cannot lie, that is very good. Big chunks of shrimp, it's bouncy, a nice chewy kind of wrapper on the outside, and it's full of garlic. I really enjoyed that. Give it a little bit of a bath in the soy sauce. For $1.47, this is worth it. The fact that you come in off the street, you don't have to deal with any hassle, getting menus, getting a drink order. You just point to the food that you want, and within minutes, you're in this situation like I am, eating delicious dim sum. Right here, we have shumai. These shumai are gigantic. They're massive. I've never seen any this big. This is a type of open-top dumpling popular in Cantonese cuisine. Unlike many that are closed, this one is open. If you look inside, you can clearly see a giant bouncy shrimp and just a load of pork. I've never seen shumai like this that is a double biter. You cannot get this in one bite. Let's go for it. Oh my Lord. I'm moving to Chinatown. The shrimp is bouncy and succulent, and the pork inside, take a look, guys. It's kind of half soft, half hard, like a gooey, porky meatball full of fish sauce. So it's partially sweet, partially savory, and 100% delicious. So these are the two classics. They're amazing. And then we have some I've not really seen before, maybe some of their own inventions right here. Some mock crab, a bunch of pork, and then I'm told seaweed wrapped around the outside. Now, I know I got the soy sauce, but these are all so flavorful, it doesn't require any extra salt or seasoning. Let's go for it. The same porky goodness from the shumai, but then you've got a long stick of mock crab in there, like a powerful eyebeam in one of the twin towers. I shouldn't say that. Finally, we have this right here. Now, this is something peculiar because this is also called shumai in Vietnam. It's essentially a pork meatball. Let's give it a shot. Warm, succulent, dripping with animal fats. For this food experience, it's all about that burst of animal flavor coming out of each bite, and this exemplifies that perfectly. This is round one. We have a lot more to see, and we have a lot more, not much money to spend.
I'm getting hungry now.
It's going to be pretty cheap overall today, is the point. Let's move.
I'm getting hungry.
All right, folks, we have come to our second location right behind me, Ban Kun. Quang Dong. Quang Dong is Cantonese. Banh Cuon is a famous food in Vietnam. This is a steamed rice roll, and here they put fun things inside of it. The fun part about this place is they make it before your very eyes. When you order it, that's when they start making it. Right here, you can see all the fresh ingredients. These will be kind of the stuffing options for your Banh Cuon.
But before you see how the Banh
Got
Cuon is
pizza.
made, I want
Let's
to tell you
finish
why
pizza,
you never
though.
have to buy another SIM card again.
A big thank you to Saily for sponsoring this video. All right, besties, let's go on a visual journey. You just landed in a new country after a long flight. Your stomach is growling, and you're
Yeah, okay.
oil, and then this right here from that red bucket is some rice batter. The batter goes on the drawer shelf. First he puts on a little bit of scallion, hits the egg with a spoon, he drops it on top, he smushes it and pushes it around the tray, and then he has to pull out another drawer while putting that one inside. So we're just gonna wait a little while for that to steam all the way through. Boom, ours just came out of the drawer just like that. The rice batter has cooked, it's become translucent, and now he splits it down the middle. It gives it a little bit of a roll. He puts each piece side by side, and then he transfers it to its final destination. Oh, and then he moves it out of the shot, and then he moves it over to here, and then he gives it to this lady, and then the steam messes up the shot, and then this lady grabs it, and then she tries to hand it to me. Okay, I think that went pretty smoothly. Boom! We've got our first course right here. Come and take a look. What I like about this one is that it costs 99 cents. So people are gonna say, "Ooh, street food dollar menu. Sonny, everything was over $1." Nay, this one was not. Oh my! Good and bad. The problem is, this is a flavor vehicle, but it's not flavor in itself. So you have to add the flavor to it. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of soy sauce, and I wanna hit it with the saute too to see what happens. Bingo. Saute, spicy, greasy, hot, oily. Then you got some nice salt coming from the soy sauce too. This is good. It's very pleasant. This is a delightful combination of Vietnamese and Chinese. It's also amazing just to see it made before your very eyes. And also, what could be cooler than a drawer that steams food? I've got drawers at home. They hold underwear. I wish they cooked underwear. Cool. So that is our very affordable 99-cent egg Banh Cuon. But I'm told they have one here that has everything. Let's check it out. All right, folks, we're heading back for round 2. He dumps the rice batter out over the whole shelf. Time for green scallion. A little bit of a hit of an egg. A couple of shrimpies come next. This here is a bit of beef. Then he's moving on to the minced pork. Right here we have the char siu. This thing is fully loaded with meat. Take a look at that. Time to put it into the steaming drawer. Time is past and it's time to come out. Right here, our meat lovers rolled up. Take a look at all that meaty glory. He splits it in half, then he rolls this one up. He puts them together like twins in the womb. From here, it all heads to our plates, and that is ready to eat. Come on. This is like Vietnam's version of a meat lover's pizza. It's got everything in there. We've got stuff from the sea, from the land, from the air. Nothing from the air unless this cow went skydiving, which I like to imagine, but there's no way that could end well. When you look at it, it looks kind of like the last one. It doesn't seduce you with the visual. That's kind of why you need to see it being made before your eyes, because I know that sneaking deep down is delicious protein. Like this right here, a big beautiful piece of shrimp sitting atop that steamed rice. Hit it with a little bit of soy sauce, and let's throw it back. This is so much better. And also, the meat they put in there, the beef, the pork, it's marinated. There's kind of sweetness that's penetrated the entire roll everywhere. Here's the char siu or sa siu, depending on which country you're in. It looks like we've got some beef there too. Oh my God, a whole new experience. Very beefy, but super oily too. I don't like it as much as pork, but it's nice to switch it up. It's good to have something a little bit different. Each bite is a different flavor experience. You never know what you're gonna get until you put it in your mouth. Like going into the bathroom and staring at a glow. A lot more money to not spend because everything is very cheap. Let's keep moving. We have gone to our third destination, moving from steamed delights to something fried. Right here, a food called Phan Thieu. This is gonna be one of our most affordable foods today. You get 4 for $1. But what is it? It's kind of like a donut, but what they're putting inside, they're dropping in pieces of the stinkiest fruit in all of Asia. Let's see how it's made. First of all, the ingredients. This is the wheat wrapper on the outside, and this is the heart or the meat of the durian that's been blended up so it can be scooped with a spoon. Step 1, she takes a PVC pipe and she rolls out a piece of that dough. From there, she takes a scoop of the durian and she puts it inside. Just a nice little stinky dollop. She crimps the edge, but just barely, and puts that on the side. All right, folks, it's time. We have our dough. It's stuffed with the durian. He takes each one, he crimps them even more by hand, and then he splits them right into that sizzling hot oil. From here, you can see the color begin to change over time. They go from this pale, sickly looking color to a gorgeous golden brown. After only about 2 to 3 minutes of frying, they are ready. He takes them out. He puts them in the strainer so they can drip some of the oil out. Nam hom? Nam hom. Nom roy. I'm good at Vietnamese. Let's eat. All right, folks, I am very excited to try this out. A moment ago, when I saw the dough, the sesame seeds were imperceptible.
Rush
now
was not
they are
responsible,
popping
I
against
guess.
that golden brown backdrop.
Eugene, you're on the
Open
list.
it for us to see it together. Boom, there it is, steamy. You can see the fibers of the durian and kind of the steamy thickness of that bread. Uh-oh, I cheated. I took a bite already, a little bit, a little bite. I just got a mini taste. Let's give it a shot for real. That is so good. Now I know why this food is an absolute hit. First of all, durian. Let's talk about it. I've seen foreigners eating durian on the internet and they're literally throwing it up. They can't handle it. And then there's me and most of Vietnam, folks who absolutely love durian. It's fresh, it smells like overripe melons, and it adds just a perfect hint of fruity flavor to a delicious fried bread. And listen, stinky's not always bad. That's what I tell my wife when we wake up in the morning and we meet. Of course, we sleep in different rooms. Shouldn't we be in the same room by now? We've been married like 3 years. Come to think of it, how'd she get pregnant? She's gonna kill me. All right, just kidding, wife. For 25 cents, absolutely delicious. I'm gonna get 4 more for the road, and we are gonna head to our next destination. Let's keep moving. Boom, we've come to our 4th location. Right behind me is something very special. A similar cart in that it's very small, condensed, and it's got wheels. If this lady needs to make a break for it, she can. All you gotta do is hook up a donkey to this thing, and you are out of here. I've not seen any donkeys, though. Actually, how does she move this? This food is something very special and something I've not seen before. This is called ban do jai. Jai means vegetarian. It's like pounded sticky rice that's become kind of a glue. That goes into a wok with oil. Right here, you can see the wok. In here, this is a giant, massive glob of sticky rice with oil on the bottom, and she keeps flipping it every time somebody orders so that the new freshly cut section becomes golden and crispy. Piece by piece, she is cutting thin layers of this crispy, sticky rice. Then she drags it through a combination of sugar and crushed peanuts. Finally, the last step right here, she puts on some crushed peanuts and then a little sprinkle of black sesame, and that, my friends, is complete. Come on, Jay. All right, guys, there is so much that I love about this food right here. First of all, the price. It costs only 60 cents, much less than $1. The second thing, I lived in Vietnam for coming on 9 years, and I've never seen any kind of food-making technique like this. It's all about the texture. It's all about those edges and layers of crunchiness. What do I love after that? The best thing you can pair with sticky rice is sugar and crushed peanuts. That's so satisfying. It is a combination of textures, and that's what I appreciate about Vietnamese food. They don't just pay attention to the flavor profile or balance between sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. They also pay attention to texture. Here you're getting that mochi on one side. It's a little bit more gooey and soft. On the other side, crispy, but you're getting them both together at the same time. The sugar is heated up by the hot mochi that's been frying, and it almost melts on your tongue the moment you take a bite. Amazing. So that is the pounded rice before it's been fried up at all. This rice, are you pounding it or do you buy it already pounded?
No pounding.
Oh, it's not pounded? Guys, breaking story. This is not even pounded rice. What she's done here is she's taken a rice batter made from rice flour and she's steamed it. So much like 2 locations ago where they had the big sheets, so much like she's like, you can do it. So much like 2 locations ago where they were taking steamed rice and putting it into big sheets, she is doing that on a thick steamed rice scale. On to our next food here in Chinatown. I'm Sunny, reporting live from 5 weeks ago. Our next location is right behind me. Now, the last 2 places were a little bit cheaper because they didn't have any animal products, but this place solves that problem. Here they have a bird that costs a little bit more than $1. It's called an egg-hugging quail. We're gonna go inside and see how they are prepared in the kitchen. First of all, everyone's wearing pajamas. I'm not sure why. They're not actually quite open yet. So right here, we have the quail. It is bubbling with delicious Vietnamese seasonings and flavors. Once the quails come out of that, they remove all the eggs, cut them up, then they refry the quails, and they take different eggs and mix them with these quails. All right, here we go, guys. We have our birds right here. We're gonna have 4 done at one time. I'm told this is a butter sauce or perhaps an oil. And the first thing she does is actually cut the birds. Now the quails are inside frying in that butter. All this while she answers.
Come on.
Giling-giling, giling-giling, igiling nyo ng matunawang taba. Giling-giling, giling-giling, hayaan yung mata nila ay lumuwa. Giling-giling.